Chapter 8. The Fallen. Scions Tyrian Isle. The Grand Library. The massive doors of the Grand Library swung open as Chaol entered, his glowing white armor casting long, radiant shadows across the ancient shelves. Thousands of floating books and glowing scrolls hovered in perfect formation. Archmage Theron walked beside him, speaking quickly. "We have agents in every major kingdom. Our scrying network is the finest in Asgare, but something is wrong." Chaol stopped walking. "What do you mean?" Theron gestured toward a section of shelves that looked perfectly normal. Until Chaol looked closer, the books were trembling, very slightly, unnaturally. "Last night, one of our senior librarians went mad," Theron said quietly. "He began screaming that all knowledge is a lie, that order itself is a prison. He tried to burn an entire wing of celestial charts before we stopped him." Chaol's expression darkened. He reached out and touched one of the floating books. The moment his fingers made contact, a violent pulse of chaotic energy shot up his arm. He jerked his hand back. "Discord ink," Chaol muttered. "Astriel." Before Theron could respond, a beautiful, mocking laugh echoed through the massive library. "Oh, cousin, you always are too clever for your own good." A woman in flowing crimson and silver robes materialized on the second-floor balcony, her golden hair now streaked with black. Astriel Morningstar looked down at them with a wicked, playful smile. "Hello, Chaol," she purred. "Did you miss me?" Chaol's hand instinctively went to the hilt of his sword. "Astriel," he said, voice cold, "what have you done to this place?" Astriel laughed again, the sound both musical and terrifying. "I simply improved your precious library. Every scroll, every book, every map now carries a tiny drop of my chaos. The more your wizards study, the more they'll question everything. Knowledge itself will drive them mad." She leaned over the railing, eyes gleaming. "How does it feel, dear cousin, knowing that every truth you rely on is now poisoned?" Chaol raised his hand. A brilliant beam of pure white light shot upward, but Astriel simply melted into shadow and reappeared on the opposite side of the library, still laughing. "You can't burn chaos out of knowledge, Chaol. You can only watch as it spreads." With a final wink, her form dissolved into a swarm of black butterflies that scattered throughout the library. The moment she vanished, several nearby wizards dropped to their knees, clutching their heads in sudden agony. Chaol stood motionless, fists clenched, watching his greatest source of intelligence slowly begin to rot from within. For the first time since arriving on Asgare, he felt truly afraid. Astriel had just struck the first real blow.